Today we'll look at the eve of a powerful moment as we prepare for our Libra Solar Eclipse. And we may feel that inner stirring and anticipation that something more is just about to unfold around us. We stand at a threshold where balance and clarity may seem just slightly out of reach, but you know deep down that change is coming in some way, in some form. So this is a time to pause, to reflect on the areas of your life that feel out of balance, off center, to acknowledge those emotions rising to the surface, because there will be that. It's a time to ask ourselves the hard questions. It's, what do I truly want? And what do I need to let go of in order to move forward? So take a deep breath. Everything you need to navigate this energy and what is coming is already inside of you. And as we gain an understanding of this energy, we will start to uncover those answers. They'll offer us guidance to balance our life, to embrace our truth, and welcome the shifts that lie ahead. So this is your opportunity to align with the energy of transformation. And you know what? You're ready for this. So join me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery, gaining an understanding of how to embrace this energy and move forward today and every day. So hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. I send it back to you, and please, let's just take a moment. I know quite a few of my viewers were hit by Hurricane Helena, which is just devastating. So let's all just take a moment to send them some light, send them some love. It does matter. Welcome to your daily focus for October the 1st, 2024. So before we dive into the daily numerology, let's first look at October, right? The numerology of October. So the month of October is the 10th month, therefore it holds with it the 10 energy. The 10 energy is about, the 10 energy is about looking towards our new beginnings. It's knowing that the seasons change, and with it, the transformation, and we evolve in our path, in our purpose, in our relationships, in our life, in who we are, what we stand for. This is a time to start writing the new chapters of your life, to understand what you truly want to step into. 1 plus 0 is a 1 energy, and that is the I am, that is the independent. That is us having the courage, the strength to meet those obstacles, those limitations, and to go through them, because we know the success lies on the other side. Now, when we add the 8 energy, which is 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, our yearly energy, it becomes a 1 plus an 8, and that gives us a 9 energy. And the 9 energy is all about completions, closure, endings. It's about healing, absolutely. But we're doing it for a specific reason. We're doing it to make room for the new things that we want to bring into our world. So we are essentially making space for those new beginnings to take root, so that we can grow it into the maturity, grow it into the successes that we want it to be going forward. So a very important energy for us. Now, today we have the 1 energy. And the 1 energy is the independent. It is the trailblazer. It is the I am. It is the pioneer. We look at our path forward. We look at the I am, who am I, and what do I want to step into going forward. And we go forward with a strength, with a surety that whatever comes our way, we will be able to handle. We will be able to go through it with a mastery, with a courage, with a strength. And if we look at the daily numerology, it would be a 1 plus a 1 plus an 8, and that gives us that 10 energy. We already went through the 10 energy and the 1. So know that the 10 energy is extremely strong on a day like today, as is the 1 energy. And it's both are very beautiful, strong, potent energies for us to stand in our truth and to see where we want to evolve our world, ourselves, and how we want that to take place in our life. Sun is in Libra. Our moon is in Virgo today, and it's not until about 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that the moon will move into Libra in preparation for our solar eclipse tomorrow. So as we stand on the eve of the Libra solar eclipse, there's this air of anticipation. This just isn't a regular day. It's a time of profound inner reflection, a moment to pause, to align yourself before the energy of the eclipse sweeps in. The energy of the eclipse will last for 6 months, although the very beginning stages of the eclipse is when we will notice it the most. Then we kind of get into the groove. Now, the eve of a solar eclipse, it's like this this final breath before the transformation begins in our life. It's an opportunity to prepare for the changes that we want to invite in. It's a sacred space to set intentions, to balance the scales in our life, especially where things seem out of balance or off center. So ask yourself during this time, where in my life do I need balance? Where do I need to create harmony? Where do I need to set healthy boundaries? What do I need to release? And what am I willing to release? Which is a very important question. And we can look at all the things that we need to release, but what are we actually willing to release in our life right now? Now, how do we create more love, harmony in our relationships? Where do we need to allow for forgiveness and healing? And usually the forgiveness is of self. Okay, we're very hard on ourselves. So where do we need to forgive ourselves so that we can move forward? Stop blaming ourselves. Stop thinking we're the reason why, because you're not the reason why. Okay, nobody's getting punished here. Nobody's held behind or held or dealt a really bad hand because of some past thing that happened. That was supposed to happen so you could grow from the opportunity, not wallow in it. You know, ask yourself, are there areas of my life where I need to be more authentic? You know, what do you truly want to manifest in the coming weeks, in the coming months? It's a very powerful time to connect with your true self. Understand where you want that forward movement. What old habits or relationship patterns need to shift? So pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to your dreams. Messages may come through during this time. And expect emotional breakthroughs that bring in clarity to situations that you've been unsure about. You get the answers now over the next several weeks, especially, but we are preparing ourselves to be open to getting and receiving the answers and to act upon them with the strength. Remember that one energy, the strength, the courage, the determination that we've got this. So emotions may surface, okay? Like uncertainty, or maybe it's a hidden emotion rises to the surface. We pushed it down, and wow, there it is, staring at us. So meditate, journal, take a walk in nature, do some kind of cleansing ritual, okay? Maybe just light a candle and say a prayer, or, or meditate, or take a bath, okay? And release that toxic energy as you wash, right? Envision the stagnant energy being released and going down that drain. Write down what you want to release and then rip it up or tear it up or set it on fire. Throw those ashes into a stream of moving water and let it dissolve and be taken away from you. Ask for help. Ask them to intervene. Give it up to God. I know a lot of times that's just being said, but this is a time when we can give it up to God. God, this is too hard for me. Or universe or source or whoever, your angels, this is too hard for me. Please take it off my plate and deal with it. Or at least help me to make the right steps. And as you reflect, you may be pulled between your hopes and your fears, your desire for harmony. And sometimes there's a lot of chaos that surrounds it. So even more fear, more anxiety can come into the picture. So breathe, okay? Today is about finding your center before you step into a new beginning. It's about recognizing the things that you've outgrown and preparing yourself for something better, something more aligned with your truest self, your authentic self, to allow your self-expression to lead the way. The answers to the questions you've been asking for are not far off. They are within you. And they have been waiting for this moment of clarity to come in. Okay, let's turn to the cards. So we have some very exciting energy. Oh, we have the Fool at the bottom there. I just noticed him. So yeah, new beginnings, new starts. We are on, we are in the eve of a solar eclipse. So whenever that happens, this energy does rock our world. We see it in our own lives, but we also see it on a grander scale. Our underlying energy is the Wheel of Fortune. The 10 energy appears. The Wheel of Fortune says the seasons are changing. The energy is lightening. This is a time to understand what we truly want to step into, what we want to create, where we want to have new, exciting, original. Okay, this is a time to start to journal, start writing. Maybe it's just in your mind, but start writing that story of who you are becoming, the walk that you are walking. Where is it leading you to? What are the successes down the road that you know that you can get to, that you want to bring in with all your heart and soul? So yes, this is exactly where our energy is at today. Now we have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, the frugal queen that sits here. Now, if you look at this card, first of all, we see that the storm has passed, right? The storm clouds are behind us. And she sits there very, very sure of herself, very sure of who she is and what she can do going forward in order to create abundance, prosperity in her life going forward. Now, she is the thrifty one. She really is. She will spend money. If she needs to spend the money in order to create, she's going to spend the money in order to create, whether it's creating time or energy or resources, whatever that might be. But first she looks at how can I do with what I already have? How can I do it without throwing my resources at it or my time at it or my energy at it? What's already here that I can utilize in my life in order to go forward? And if it's not here, of course, she will take the steps because it's the end game that she's looking at. But before she just goes and does everything, okay? It's like you go and you buy a storefront or let's say an office, okay? You're going to have your own little office. So you get the storefront, you found one in the right place, you just sign the lease, you don't barter with them at all. And then you go to wherever, IKEA, or you go to a beautiful furniture store, and you just order everything you need. You know, the lamps and the blotter and the desk and the chairs and the plants, the fake plants that are going to sit there and the curtains, whatever. You just go and you spend it all and then you sign the check and everything comes and voila, there it is. But the Queen of Pentacles would not do it like that. First, she'd probably be looking for used and secondhand furniture that she could refurbish. She'd look at 3 or 4 different spots where she could actually set up shop and then look at the pros and cons of each one of them and which one makes the most sense, the most value for her time, her energy, and yes, her dollars, her resources. And only when she cannot find what she truly needs, that's when she will apply the money, the time, and the energy in order to bring it in. Okay, so it's about taking a little bit of thought and understanding what we already have to work with. Okay, and not go out and get a second of something that you already have. The Nine of Wands. Gosh, should I tell the story? I just told it the other day. But the Nine of Wands, okay, the wands behind us are the paths that we have walked, the lessons we have learned, the wisdom we have gained, the clarity, the knowledge, the understanding, the courage, the confidence. They're all tall, they're all straight, they all have foliage on them. These are our accomplishments and how we have grown into who we are merely by walking those paths. And maybe a lot of those paths didn't look like they even came together in any way, but the wand we're holding now, that twisted, gnarly little thing here with no growth potential whatsoever by the looks of it, we're sizing it up. We're thinking, can I do this? Do I have the talent, the ability, the time, the energy, the resources to really put myself into this and make it just like all the other ones in the past, to find the success, the true success? I hear the sweet spot. Um, we're wearing red, that's courage, that's passion. We're wearing white, that's new beginning, rebirths, new new opportunities. And we have temperance. The temperance card is, we're almost like we're sitting there and we've got these two cups and we've got this potion and we're kind of like mixing it back and forth because we want the right balance in our life. We don't want one cup to have too much of something and not enough of another. We want true balance in our life. And so we are looking at how to bring in that balance. Are you working around the clock and not having the time for joy and happiness and relationships and friendships in your life? Or is it the vice versa, right? You're having the time of your life and there's all kinds of friendships and stuff, but you're not getting any work done in order to push yourself forward in the way you want. Okay, this is a time when we look at what fulfills us, what we need, what we personally need, not what they say. If you look it up, you Google it, what would make a perfect life? I'm sure Google or AI has an answer for you. But is it really what you need in order to feel that fulfillment, that balance, in order to go and create, expand your world in new dimensions? Okay, I'm going to tell the story. Nine of Wands. I've been kind of arguing with them back and forth, but the Nine of Wands. So there was, as I shuffle the oracle cards, I will talk about this. And so if you you want to zoom ahead, wait till I'm holding up an oracle card. You've missed the story then, okay? Um, young girl is upstairs and she's weaving different threads, different yarns, different ropes. Um, Different colors, different strengths, made out of different materials for different uses. And this is what she does. And one day her father comes up and says, "Daughter, it's time to pack up all of our threads, all of our ropes, all of our yarns, and go to sell them. And while we are abroad, we will look for a husband for you." And, okay, father. And she packs everything up. They go on the ship, and there's a horrifying storm where she ends up being the only survivor washed up on the beach. And these guards come and they grab her and they take her into town and they put her for sale in the marketplace. And a man sees her there and he thought, well, I could probably give her a good home. She looks young. She looks strong. I think I could give her a nice life and she could do a lot of the work for me. So he takes her to his place and teaches her how to make different materials and fabrics and tarps with, you know, for different strengths and for different purposes. And so she sets to work and she does this. And over time, he finally comes to her and he says, "Let's pack everything up. We need to go and sell everything." Okay, so she does. And they go aboard the ship and it's taken over by pirates. The pirates take her hostage. And now she's forced into making these long poles, the long poles that would hold the flags, the sails into place on the ship. And that becomes her life. Giant storm comes and she finds that she is the sole person washed up on the beach. Two guards come and say, "We need to take you to the emperor." And she said, "Of course." But just before that, I mean, she comes awake on this shoreline all by herself again. And she's like, why do you do this to me? Why, when I finally think I've got my life in order, I'm starting to make friends, I'm starting to feel like I'm a part of something, people like me, people respect me, you just take it all away from me. You just keep taking it all away from me. Why are you doing this to me? Okay, so then the guards come up and take her to the emperor, and the emperor says, "We have this prophecy that a young woman would be washed up on shore alone, and she could make the most glorious tents in all the world. And the tents that she would make for the emperor would create so much foot traffic. People would come from far and wide to see these tents, and it would bring great riches to not only the empire itself, but to the emperor himself. Are you this woman? And she thinks about it, and she said, yeah, I could probably do that. Great. So he gets people together and gives her a team, and of course they don't have the right stuff to make the ropes, and they don't have the right stuff to make the tarps, the poles even. And she says, don't worry, I know how to do it. Just give me a team, I'll get it done. And finally she puts the last pole in, and the tents come alive, and people from far and wide come in awe, simple awe, and look at these beautiful tents that she has created. And it brings great riches to the empire and the emperor himself. She finds herself in front of the emperor again, and he says, I don't know how to thank you. You have brought so much happiness and joy and riches to my empire, to me. What can I do for you? How can I thank you? And she thought about it. And she says, well, a long time ago, I set out with my father to find a husband. So perhaps a husband. And he said, marry me. And she did. And the rest is history. And so, meeting the emperor 10 years ago, the emperor would have walked right by her. She had nothing to offer. She had nothing to give. She walked different paths of her life. She had so much to give that she wasn't even aware of until she was asked to do something new, something different, something out of just her imagination based on her skill set. And she was able to create them. And she was able then to marry the emperor and have the life that she had always dreamt of. And so we are kind of in that boat right now. I didn't even shuffle the cards. Look at that. I got into storytelling. So we'll shuffle them fast and get to the oracle card. So know that, there are certain times in life, even though we want things, we have to walk through a certain amount of chaos or sorrow or learning experience to grow our skill set in ways that we don't even understand why we need this knowledge. But one day it comes together, and we are given a new path forward that takes these different skill sets and molds them together into a strong, confident walk forward in our life. Okay. Our card is clear out the old, the 5 energy. The 5 energy is all about creating happiness, giggles, laughter, allowing our creativity, our inner expression to shine. It's a time to let romance into our world. Clear out the old, very much what we are being told, what is no longer of use in our life. What do we need to let go of in order to walk forward in the way we want? Clear out the old is obviously a part of it all. And this artist puts so many pictures within the pictures within the pictures. So something may call out to you that is a personal message to you. So I invite you to further explore that. So whatever you are experiencing now is a creation that you have brought into existence from past thoughts and feelings. While in this moment, it may have you caught up. You can let go and begin to dream of a new reality. Let go of the aspects of the creation that no longer serve you or have a purpose. Release what has gone wrong in the past. Release also any material possessions that do not serve the new dream you now want to create. Know that where you are right now, you can create anew and begin again. And that's really what it is. It's all about stepping into a magical time of renewal, of new experiences, of new paths opening up to you. New love, new joy, new ways of creating abundance, prosperity, and love in your life. We'll get an animal here. I'm sorry my videos are being so late, but I'm just trying to get caught up. I'm not quite done my contract yet. Somebody said something about, well, I'm glad you're finally done, but I'm not done yet. But we're nearing the end. We're nearing the end. I can't wait to really tell you guys about this. I'm just busting, right? People are like, what are you up to these days? And I'm like, oh, I can't say. But I'm having the time of my life. I'm meeting all kinds of people. And who knows where it will lead. I'm hoping certain directions, but we'll see what happens, and I'll go with the flow and see what opens up to me as I go forward. And we have the turtle again, fertility. We've had the slow and steady wins the race kind of energy too, lingering around us. Look at that. I opened it right up to turtle. Whew, is that not scary? Okay, creations, patience, stability, longevity, protection. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. So if you really feel like you have really been pushing against a wall and pushing against the wall, I invite you to take a step back, take a deep breath, because you just may see a door that says, pull. And here you've been pushing at it this whole time. So sometimes it's just a matter of taking that step back. You're being told that there is a great opportunity coming for a new project, and you've waited a long time for this. Turtle reminds you that slow and steady can in fact win the race. Turtle tells you have that having patience and slowing down by keeping a steady pace will get you further than acting impatient and frustrated. Have you been trying to get pregnant or know someone who has been wishing to have a baby? Turtle tells you that there may be indeed a pregnancy announcement by you or someone close to you. And it may not be, everybody's not going to be pregnant in the entire world here come tomorrow. I know that, or know somebody even that is perhaps. But what it is telling us to give birth to our new dreams, our desires, our goals, our wants. The things that we want to manifest, the things that we want to make tangible, those new beginnings are the ones that we need to concentrate on. Turtle is a positive message and one with much happiness. So that's the end of Turtle, really. It goes in about fertility treatments and stuff, and I just kind of skipped over that. But if you have it, you're saying, oh, there's something missing there, Tilly. It's just I'm kind of skipping over, they had to use fertility treatments, perhaps. This is a positive message telling us slow and steady wins the race. It's not by going really fast and hard and then stopping and taking a nap, but the consistent effort, one day at a time, and doing what you can do in that moment and not worrying or fearing about what you have to do tomorrow or what happened yesterday, but to be in the moment and keep your eye on the prize. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.